All right. Nobody wants to talk about the Indianapolis Colts versus the Miami Dolphins game. But guess what? I'm going to talk about it and I'm going to tell you guys there are a couple little tasty tidbits that you could take away from this that you could, one, apply to your sports book. Two, there are some startable players here that can absolutely smash. Let's talk about the quarterbacks. All right. Tyler Huntley, fudge. Okay. So for talking about quarterbacks, say this was Tua Tagovailoa, it would be super advantageous across the board, but it's not. It's Tyler Huntley, so we got to take it for what it is. I'm not necessarily going to take any of his props. Don't really love it, but let's talk about what the Colts defense allows opposing quarterbacks to do. They allow 1.5 passing touchdowns per game on average on a weekly basis. That's 12th most advantageous matchup on the week. They allow 32.17 pass attempts per game. That's 13th most advantageous matchup. They allow 22.5 pass completions per game. That's ninth most advantageous, and 249.5 passing yards. That is seventh most advantageous. If you guys look at those numbers, longest completion is definitely in play. Currently, Drafters does not have the prop up. But once again, you guys can see the Tyler Huntley prop shirt. I don't really like it. Don't like it at all. But let's look at over what the Dolphins do on the other side, and it's terrible for Anthony Richardson in the air. Absolutely horrible for Anthony Richardson in the air, but thank God he can't throw anyways. All right. The Dolphins are the worst matchup on the week when it comes to passing touchdowns, the second worst matchup on the week when it comes to pass attempts, second worst matchup when it comes to 16.2 pass completions, and third worst matchup when it comes to passing yards. Why, you say? Because their rush defense is absolutely atrocious. If you want to stop Miami, no matter who the quarterback is, you got to control the rate of pace, you got to control the tempo, and you got to control the clock. Best way to control the clock, run game. Let's talk running backs. Okay, we'll talk about Jonathan Taylor. Should he be healthy? He has RB1 upside, and it's not even fucking close. I'm telling you. Like I tweeted, at the end of last week, Devon Achane should be this week's number one. If Jonathan Taylor plays, he is going to be your RB1, and it's absolutely beautiful. The Dolphins to opposing running backs allow 1.6 rush TDs. That's second most advantageous matchup. If we're talking about looking at advantageous matchups, we want to mix that with star players who could take advantage of those matchups so we could project these incredible matchups. Jonathan Taylor is a star player who has an incredible matchup. If we're talking about rushing yards, it's the seventh most advantageous matchup when it comes to rushing yards. The Dolphins allow 118.6 rush yards per game. Not very advantageous in the air for running backs. Dolphins are the 30th ranked or 30th most advantageous, so not very advantageous because there's only 32 teams. 3.4 receptions they allow to opposing running backs, 21.4 receiving yards. Sorry, guys, I'm fighting a cold, but I'm trying to pump this information out. Devon Achane, I absolutely love in this game. All right. Don't necessarily love him to find the end zone. I do like Jonathan Taylor for an anytime touchdown should he suit up. I also like Anthony Richardson for an anytime touchdown. And that's why I'm playing Anthony Richardson for the rushing upside and the rushing production. Because, even if Taylor doesn't play, Anthony Richardson should produce in the running game. The Colts are not going to suit up Anthony Richardson if he's not ready to run the rock. Nevertheless, let's talk about the Colts defense allowed to opposing running backs on average. They allow 0.67 rush touchdowns. That's 17th this week. They allow 119.5 rush yards. That's 5th this week. 4.67 receptions. That's right along Devon Achane's game. That's 11th most advantageous opportunity. And 37.83 receiving yards. That's 11th most advantageous opportunity. I look at Devon Achane's props, every one of them. I'm just like, yes, I'm going to click the over 44.5 rush yards, over 13.5 longest rush, over 21.5 receiving yards. It's all super doable. Also, Raheem Mostert, this is definitely a good Raheem Mostert game. But let's talk about the receivers, okay? Let's talk about those guys. The Colts on average allow 12 receptions to opposing wide receivers. That's 14th, but here's where I find my outlier, right? This is the outlier show. We talk about outliers. This is what the thumbnail says. They only allow 12 receptions per week to opposing wide receivers, but they allow 165.5 receiving yards. So on average, you're looking anywhere between 14 to 16 yards per reception to wide receivers. So it's chunk plays. Tyreek Hill's longest reception currently is at 22.5 yards. I don't care if it's Tyler Huntley. I don't care if it's Tyler I almost said the Australian swear word, but we're not going to do it. We're not going to do that. We're not going to get canceled. Not today, YouTube. Not today. But with that being said, longest reception for Tyreek Hill is an absolute lock. You need to put it in every Drafters Fantasy ticket. If you guys don't know what Drafters Fantasy is, get on there. If you get 8 props right, it'll 100 extra $1. And to make it even tastier for you, sign up using promo code DISCO, and I will double your initial deposit dollar for dollar up to $100. And yeah, let's talk about more of the Colts' terrible pass D. They allow 1 receiving touchdown per week, 12th most advantageous on the week. Let's talk about the Dolphins. They are shut down. This is a terrible matchup for Pittman and Downs. 8.8 receptions per game, 30th. 116.4 receiving yards to opposing wide receivers, 28th. 0.44 receiving touchdowns per game, that's 30th. It's absolutely terrible. Don't do it. And you're like, well, Disco, there's one more position. It's the tight end. Listen, if we're worried about Tyreek Hill and we're panicking about fucking Jalen Waddle, if we're worried about Michael Pittman and Josh Downs, right? Simply because quarterback play sucks and the matchup is very weird. It's one of those. Why are we going to talk about Mo Alley Cox? I'm not gonna put that in my Google search right now. I'm not doing it. I'm not gonna do that. I don't want to see Mo Alley Cox because what comes up on the other side of the Google search, I don't want to see it. And Jonathan Smith, fuck him. Fuck Jonathan Smith. Anyways, guys, love you. Appreciate y'all. That's the last video we're going to record today. We're about to go live. Thank you once again from the bottom of my heart for all your support. If you like the video, like the fucking video, and smash a sub, and appreciate y'all. God bless you. Peace.